welcome back. We are talking to Aakash Chopra on Cricket on Air. So, let's move on a little bit towards your book. I wanted to talk about your book. So, you wrote a book called Beyond the Blues. Could you tell us something about how you thought about writing a book?
It wasn't planned as such. When the season started, I thought of just penning down, keeping a diary and just jot something every day. But how it turned out eventually was something phenomenal, because I could not have written the script better. We won the Ranji Trophy in that season. We won the Durant Trophy in that season. I scored the maximum number of runs.
Right.
In fact, fourth highest ever in the history of Indian cricket, Indian domestic cricket. And the IPL also happened in the same season too. So I think eventually it turned out absolutely great. But yes, it was a painstaking process wherein I had to be extremely disciplined to jot down something almost every day. And at times when you come back after a long day at the field, and if you have scored a duck or something, you don't want to really go down, sit down and start writing. But then I had made that promise to myself that I will do that and see where it goes. So by the time, during about halfway through the season, I realized that it had the material to actually become a book. And that's what happened. So I think it was absolutely fantastic. It was a journey. It was a journey which I'm very fortunate that I penned it down to, because it had a lot of stories. It had a lot of joy, sorrow at times. And I think I owe it to the people who love cricket, who think that they know a lot about cricket. I think they needed to know what happens behind the scenes. It's not just glitz and glamour. There is more to Indian cricket than what they actually see on the screen.
So one thing is, the book actually, for us cricket lovers in America, I think the book is not available here. I looked up on the internet to find out, and most of the places show that the book is available in India.
Well, the book is available on my website, which is www.cricketonair.com. So if you order there, we send a personally signed copy and we courier it anywhere in the world. So that is great. Where it is available right now. But then we are trying our best to ensure that it still is available.
Okay, that's great information. I'm sure many of us would love to read the book. And one of the big things that came about in almost every article was that the book has soul. You know, there are many books written about cricket by many people, but this is one book. This was easily the best book that has probably been written ever, and this book has soul. How did that come about?
Well, it's a huge compliment, but yes, the soul, I think, is there because it's an honest account. I've tried to be as honest as I possibly could, which meant perhaps rubbing people the wrong way, and I may have to pay for that later. But yes, the attempt was to be extremely honest, and that's what has transpired, and I think that's what has been appreciated as well. And that's what the soul is all about, because it's not made up. Nothing has been brushed under the carpet because it was unpleasant, whether it was my emotions or someone else's emotions, or the inadequate in the system, or whatever it is. I think that's been an attempt, that's been an honest attempt, and I think that's what has been appreciated a lot.
Yeah, I think the statement of the book, I think according to most people who've read it completely, was being an Indian cricketer is hell in many ways because of the intense scrutiny you are subjected to by a billion people, but not being an Indian cricketer is worse. How awesome is that statement?
Absolutely true, because when you are an Indian cricketer, at that point of time you may or may not like the attention, especially the negative part of it, which you receive from a billion people and perhaps more. But then I think once you're out of it, then you realize what you're missing out on and what you would be subjected to if you're not actually an India cricketer anymore. So in that sense, I think if you played for the country, you're extremely blessed, and you must relish your time at the top, because if you're not there, I think that life can get really worse, and then can really hit you hard in the face, where you understand the importance of being there at the top. So I think that's just a reflection of how it is to be an India cricketer in India.
So, and could you give us a quick glimpse of some of the anecdotes that you have, or some of the incidences that you talk about in the book, I looked up and I found a couple of really interesting incidences. One of a player called Yashpal Singh and the other of a former India opener Sujit Somsundar.
Well, there have been quite a few. What I've tried to do is, since it was a book about of domestic season in India, I've tried to not keep it as Aakash Chopra's journey, because that wouldn't have been fair.
Right.
So I kept talking to people, and then I came across people who had seen life from a very different angle. Someone like a Yashpal Singh, who was lost his father, who's just gotten married, and who was asked to leave Delhi because he needed a job and he could not do without it. So he's someone who perhaps could have played for India had he stayed at Delhi, but circumstances didn't allow him to. He's now working with Indian Navy, and his best years are behind him. But the fact is, he was phenomenal talent, but somehow ended up playing for services which obviously doesn't get enough attention. So that was there, and then there were other, I think, a lot of other stories as well, which touched my heart, and that's why they are there in the book.
And I'm sure everyone would like to read the book. Please log on to www.cricketonair.com. That is cricketaaash.com. Time for a short break now. When we come back, we'll talk to Aakash about the Indian Premier League, or the IPL.